You assume that you live in time. Days pass, moments arrive, and you move through them as though time were a road extending before and behind you. Yet Ibn Arabi questioned this assumption. He said that time is not something you are inside of. It is something that arises within you. What you call past and future are not places you travel through, but thoughts appearing in awareness. Each moment exists only as it is perceived. You begin to wonder, if every instant appears only through consciousness, where is time before you notice it? Does time move, or does awareness remain still while change unfolds within it? Ibn Arabi's insight reverses your position. You are not in time. Time is in you. Ibn Arabi lived in 12th century Andalusia, where philosophy, theology, and mysticism struggled to define reality. Philosophers debated whether the world was eternal or created in time. Theologians spoke of creation as a single beginning. Ibn Arabi proposed something radical. Creation is continuous. Existence, he said, renews itself at every instant. The world is not sustained by time, but by the unceasing act of divine self-disclosure. In this vision, time is not a container through which events pass. It is the rhythm of being revealing itself. To understand time, therefore, is to understand how reality comes into presence. Moment by moment, you are taught to think of life as a line, past behind you, future ahead, and the present as a fleeting point between. You measure, plan, and remember, believing this structure is real. Yet the past is only a memory now, and the future only a thought now. The continuity that seems so obvious is built entirely from the present. Ibn Arabi urged awareness of this illusion. Continuity, he said, is a habit of the mind, a way of stitching together separate instants into a story. But no moment truly becomes another. Each stands alone, complete in itself. You begin to see that what you call time may be the mind's language for describing the ceaseless renewal of existence. For Ibn Arabi, creation is not a historical event but an ongoing process. Each instant, he said, is the first creation, independent of what came before. The world does not persist. It is recreated. Continuity exists only as perception, not as fact. The real discloses itself, moment by moment, through new configurations of being. To grasp this is not to imagine repetition, but to perceive immediacy. What exists now has never existed before and will never exist again. The world perishes and arises at every instant. But this raises a deeper question. If everything is recreated anew, what remains that can remember, plan, or claim to endure from one instant to the next? You begin to notice that all experience, thought, memory, perception, appears within awareness. Time itself appears there. You do not travel through moments. They appear within you. The witnessing awareness that perceives them does not move or age. Ibn Arabi called this the reality of the self, not the personal ego, but the pure consciousness through which being reveals itself. Time belongs to what changes, not to what is aware of change. Once this becomes clear, the assumption reverses. Awareness is not inside time. Time is inside awareness. And yet, a final question remains. What is the nature of the one within whom even time unfolds? Continuity appears because perception connects distinct moments into a sequence. The mind mistakes renewal for persistence. Ibn Arabi explained that the world does not endure. It reappears, freshly given. Each appearance is complete in itself, a mirror through which the divine knows itself. The sense of before and after arises when thought compares one revelation to another. Without this comparison, the sequence dissolves, leaving only immediacy. You begin to see that what you call time is not duration, but relation, a pattern of comparison maintained by thought. Yet without this pattern, could meaning, memory, or growth still exist? What holds the sense of a life together if not the story time provides? Only the present can be known. The past is remembered now, the future imagined now. Even the idea of now belongs to thought. The present is not a slice of time, but the condition through which time appears. Ibn Arabi called the now the meeting point, the intersection of eternity and creation. It is where the timeless discloses itself as change. To live in the present, therefore, is not a psychological exercise but an ontological fact. Nothing exists outside the now. All that has ever been or will ever be appears here as this. You realize that to perceive this is to stand where creation and eternity meet, the true center of existence. You say, I am the same person I was yesterday. But what does this sameness depend on? Memory recalls, thought compares, identity repeats. Yet the one who remembers is not the same as the one remembered. Ibn Arabi saw the self as a reflection renewed in every instant. Each I arises with its own creation. The sense of continuity belongs to recollection, not to reality. If existence renews itself in every moment, then the self too is reborn now. The witness of this renewal cannot be the one who changes. Who then is the constant that observes the appearing and vanishing of every self, every world, every instant? Ibn Arabi described two inseparable aspects of reality: perpetual change and timeless permanence. The world is ceaselessly renewed, yet the source remains unchanged. These are not opposites. They are two ways of perceiving one act. Time is eternity in expression. The eternal does not stand apart from change. It reveals itself through it. Every transformation is the appearance of the unchanging, seen under the aspect of difference. To recognize this is to dissolve the divide between movement and stillness. Change becomes the face of permanence. Permanence, the essence of change. The timeless is not outside the world, but immanent within every moment of its unfolding. You no longer seek to escape time or cling to eternity. You see that both appear together, arising in awareness as two perspectives of one reality. Every instant is the union of what changes and what remains. The self that observes is not carried by time. It contains it. Existence unfolds not as a line but as revelation, each moment complete, each disappearance without loss. To live in this understanding is to see the world as the continuous unveiling of the real. There is nothing to hold, nothing to fear, nothing to reach. What remains is clarity without effort. You are not in time. Time is in you. The eternal is not beyond this instant. It is this instant, before thought names it.